तौ संतोषयता संतो श्रीलरूप सनातनो दाक्षिणात्येन भट्टेन पुनरेतद्विविच्यते तस्याद्यं ग्रन्थनालेखं क्रान्तव्युत्क्रान्तखण्डितं पर्यालोच्यातपर्यायं कृत्वा लिखति जीवकः. So we were discussing Shraddha is over and Bhaktinishta Chavaka Vastvantrabhiniveshaha. This is the topic we were discussing. This result of Anartha. So we took a case study, Bharata Maharaj's case. Evam aghatamana manoratha hrudayaha mrugadaraka bhasena swarabdha karmana yogarambhanatah vibramshitaha. Bharata Maharaj so deviated from practice of yoga due to his own karma, whose heart is afflicted by unfulfilled desires. This is the thing we are hearing from the Srimad Bhagavatam 5.8.26. From this we are understanding that he was a steady practitioner of the bhakti, but because of karma, because of his previous prarabdha karma, so he deviated from his practicing of bhakti yoga. So then we deliberated on this. Srila Jiva Goswami was deliberating on this. Tatra evam chintyam. So what he is saying, he was practicing steadily bhakti. That steadiness is obstructed by karma. That means this karma is not ordinary karma, but we should take it as so offenses. Because ordinary karma is weaker than bhakti. It cannot stop bhakti. Bhagavad bhakti antaraya. It cannot become an obstacle. Karma cannot become an obstacle in bhakti, practicing of bhakti. Karma cannot become obstacle in practicing of bhakti. Bhakti, no one can stop bhakti. But in practicing of bhakti, something can become obstacle. It should not undermine, oh, bhakti is stopped by some kind of offense. No, offenses are stopping in practicing bhakti. Or also offenses are stopping, becoming obstacles in practicing of bhakti, or offenses are becoming obstacle in manifesting the results of the bhakti. So that's why anyway, we understood that this karma is not a ordinary karma. This is offenses. That means Bharata Maharaj committed offenses in his previous life. So before to this instant, previously he might have committed some, definitely he committed some offenses. And the result of that is this. This is the explanation given by Jiva Goswami. And also he is saying, others, they interpret this in another way. Here, prarabdha karma means they take prarabdha karma as normal karma. And this ordinary karma is intensified by the Lord, so that their eagerness for bhakti is increasing because of this. Because of this intensified ordinary karma by the Lord, there is a obstacle is created. So that's why they will be still away from the final result. So because of this, what will happen? Their their hankering will increase to get the prema, the final goal. That's the reason. For that reason also, that's the reason given by the ordinary people. That means they don't want to say that Bharata Maharaj committed offenses. They say that some karma is normal karma only is remaining there, and that is intensified. And also normal karma, if you take, then just normal karma cannot become obstacle in practicing bhakti and reaching to the final goal. So then what the logic they are giving? They are saying that Lord, by the Lord, that normal karma, ordinary karma is intensified. So they are giving that philosophy. Sacha varnita mrugadeham praptasya tasya. That we have seen clearly. That means, after that means getting the dear body, Bharata Maharaj was eagerly waiting. He was eagerly waiting for leaving this body and practicing Lord's worship. So that's why you can see the eagerness. That means this explanation also you can give. Okay, you can give this kind of explanation, second explanation also, because you are also seeing the eagerness of that soul. That means Bharat Maharaj in the deer body. That deer was not behaving like an ordinary deer. It is not going with other friends and eating and mating. This kind of things it was not doing at all. Sitting alone and just it was waiting for just time to leave this body and so practice bhakti. Practice bhakti means yes, continuing his sadhana and his meditation. So we have yatha eva. We have example for this also. That means one who reached to the stage of prema, and also we are seeing this some kind of contamination in the heart. Example is yatha eva Sri Naradasya Purva Janmani Jata Ratehe Api Kashaya Rakshanam Aha. That means for the second case, to support the second case, second kind of explanation for the Swarabdha Karma, we are giving the example actually. That means some kind of kashayas are left over even at the stage of prema. That we can see in the case of Narada Muni. Jata Ratehe Api. Narada Muni already achieved the Jata Rati means Bhava stage actually. He already got the Bhava and he got the Prema Ankuram. That way we can see. And in that stage, after the Bhava, so Prema Ankuram will be there. So that means the beginning. In the Prema also 7 stages are there. Once again. So in that early stage of Prema, we are also seeing the some kind of contamination in the heart of Narada Muni. So that means this is clearly so proving that yes, kashayas are some kind of contaminations can be preserved by the Lord in that person to increase his eagerness to reach the Lord or to attain the Krishna Prema. In the case of Narada Muni also we are seeing he was having the so some kind of kashayas, so that's why so he was not able to get the Krishna Prema, experience of Krishna, direct experience of Krishna continuously. Only it happened for a moment and it disappear because he was having the so contamination. So that means one may ask, even after Lord is experienced by him, still Kashaya is there. Why this? Because Lord can keep those Kashayas to increase the eagerness in that devotee. This is a philosophy. This you should understand. Hantasmin janmani bhavan mamam trastumiharhati avipakva kashayanam durdashoham kuyoginam. Actually, these lines should be translated very scrutinizingly. Actually, if you go here and there, whole philosophy will be dwindling. Actually, I will try to translate and give because so the translation, Banamara's translation has to be edited nicely. So yeah. So here, what is that? So that means now Swarabdha Karma. Now I am just summarizing once again. Please hear carefully. In the case of Bharat Maharaj, we are hearing that he got the attraction towards the deer and not able to practice his bhakti. That happened due to so his prarabdha karma. This is a statement. This is a general statement. And now you should interpret what is this swarabdha karma. So one explanation is that swarabdha karma is due to offense. It is nothing but the offenses. Prachina aparadhatmakam eva. Example is Indradimna also is one of the examples. He committed offenses and in the next life he became an elephant and he got the attraction towards the female elephants. This is the so why Gajendra, when he was before this incident, this crocodile is catching his feet. Before to that, you saw how Gajendra was. He was rocking with all female elephants, and he was fully engrossed in the material enjoyment. He was breaking the big trees and just feeding to the other female this group of elephants. From this, we are understanding he was having the attraction towards these material objects. This is due to his offense in his previous life when he was Indradhimna. So he committed offense towards that Muni. What is that Muni? Agastya Muni. Yeah. So that is one interpretation for this Swarabdha Karma. And second is what? Swarabdha Karma, we are taking that it is not offenses, but it is ordinary karma. So then ordinary karma, why it is there till now? Why it is there till now? Then we are saying that it is its Lord's desire. he preserved that. So why he preserved that? To increase the eagerness in that devotee. So then what is the proof for this? Then we are giving the proof of Narada Muni. Narada Muni reached the Rati also. He reached the Jata Rati. That means actually if you see Madhuri Kadambani based upon this, all the material contamination, not aparadha, but material contamination, that means the material desires, they will be wiped off at the stage of Ruchi itself. But then, what is the philosophy now? You should add a one philosophy aspect. Generally, those will be done there. But some kind of kashaya is preserved in him, by the Lord himself to increase his eagerness. So that means Lord himself is saying. So you can see in the sloka, Hanta asmin janmani bhavan mam drashtum iha arhati. So Lord is saying that in this life, you cannot see me arhati. So he got the little experience. That means you can see Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is saying there, Narada was experiencing the Lord in three senses, by three senses. So that is a Vishwanath's explanation. Or otherwise, you can see the Jiva Goswami's explanation. We should follow Jiva Goswami's explanation. Jiva Goswami is saying that. So he got the only for the moment he experienced the Lord. Why he is not giving avipakva kashayanam durdashoham kuyoginam? Because avipakva kashayanam. Because Narada is having this some kind of murchita kashayas, hidden kashayas. Lord is experienced by him. I mean, he experienced the Lord, but still kashaya is there. But what is this philosophy? Philosophy is, yes, Lord can do that. That is possible. Some kashaya can be preserved by the Lord. That means that kashaya is not destroyed by the bhakti. That means that bhava bhakti, whatever rati he reached, premankura appeared. By that kashaya is not destroyed, because Lord wanted that be there, so that he can do now eagerly practicing bhakti. Then he can put more actually intensity. He can do more intensely bhakti. So because of that small thing, that is expected by the Lord. Okay, this is the philosophy. You should note this. Okay, now over. Next. 159th anuccheda. Tadevam aparadha hetuka tad abhiniveshodaharanam gajendradinam. So we'll be seeing now gajendradinam vishayavasthayam karyam. So here clearly explained. Tadevam aparadha hetuka tada abhinivesha udaharanam gajendradinam vishayavasthayam karyam. That's the thing already explained. Because of previous offenses, getting the attraction towards the material objects. So for this we can see the example of Gajendra. Indradyumna Maharaj was a devotee, but he committed offenses towards a Vaishnava. Then after that, so he got he got cursed actually by that Agastya Muni to become elephant. So then he became elephant and he got the absorption. He forgot, but even in the body of elephant, he might have remembering, and he might have following the, like in the case of the Bharat Maharaj when he became a deer. So he was always remembering the Lord actually, not forgetting and all. That's why he didn't practice. But in the case of Indradyumna Maharaj, when he became elephant, so in that elephant body, he forgot and he got the absorption in the material enjoyment. And that's why Gajendra, at the stage of, before happening this incident, Gajendra Moksha, that Leela, before that Leela, Gajendra's life is example for the getting absorption due to getting absorption of material enjoyment due to offenses, previous offenses. Nicely they are performing the devotion and all of a sudden getting the attraction towards the material objects. Of course, they are in the association of the devotees. Of course, they know the whole philosophy. Vivekasya. Even they have that intelligence. That is due to only the thing is offense. Many times we understand. That's why we have this attraction. Many times we deliberate on this. Why I am getting this attraction again and again, forcefully? Because offenses. Then what is the solution? We are understanding the problem. But what is the solution? Solution is only continual japa. Because major offense will be the offense towards the holy name. And that can be rectified only the thing by the intensified japa. Continuous and intensified japa. Yeah. Kirtan also, definitely. But you need many people for that then. Kirtan also can do, but Nama. So Nama japa. Take the holy name again and again, again and again, again and again, again and again. Then Nama japa. And Sankirtan also. Hearing Shravanam Kirtanam. Ultimately, if you see in a limbs wise, this is Shravanam Kirtanam. Hearing. Then once that offense is out, because we read in the previous anucchedas, Nama parada yuktanam namanyeva harantyagam avishranti prayuktani tanyevarthakarini cha. Nama parada yuktanam. If someone is with the offenses towards the holy name, so those, how they will be going out? Namanyeva harantyagam. Only Nama can. Even Lord also will not do anything for this. If we commit offense towards the holy name, Lord also will not interfere into this. If you do any offenses towards the Lord, so Lord can forgive those. Seva aparad, if you do to him, he can forgive that. But if you do offense towards the holy name, so in future anyway, you'll be getting these offenses. At that time, we'll be discussing even more elaborately, actually. Many things will be discussed there. I'm not opening that topic now here much, but it is there. So that means here avishranti prayuktani, avishranti, without taking any. Vishram means gap. Yeah, continuous japa. 16 rounds at least, one shot, finish. In one sitting. We should do that actually, at least. Takes 1 hour, 45 minutes or maximum 2 hours. But otherwise, if you focus way, if you do, maximum how many minutes it will take? 6 minutes, 5.5. It will take much. If you sleeping, and then it will take 7, 8, 8.5, 9 minutes also. Yeah. While sleeping, with sleeping mode, if you take, it will take much time. 1 hour or only 4 mala. Because lot of gaps in between. But you are fully focused in hearing, uttering and hearing, and nothing to do actually, simply. Yeah. It is Hare. Hare Krishna. By that time, it will go to the another place's mind actually. No need to give gap also. Just you need to have such a lapse. Just here, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Many people where they will miss, na Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram. That will be missing because our tongue is not habituated to turn that much quickly to pronounce the ha. So a ha letter is little difficult actually. So Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. There Hare Hare. After that, once again, on one more Hare will become the some little bit difficult actually. There, what you have to be patient, and there you should attentive. You should attention is needed actually to utter properly that. If you don't set your brain mind to see that attentively, that difference, then slowly your attention goes Hare Krishna Krishna Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Ram Ram Hare. Then in between many syllables are out. Definitely that japa is also having the result, but if you do attentively, it more better. Then that means there is no loss and there is nothing wrong, but the only problem is our attention. It resembling our lack of attention, which is not good actually, which is also on kind of so neglecting holy name. So that is offense. That is offense means, so because of inattentively chanting is also considered as an offense. So that is resembling the inattentiveness, that shows the inattentiveness of the practitioner. That's the thing actually. Yeah, Mahasya, bro.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, sometime I heard like long back, this continuous chanting, they said that 24-hour chanting. So is it like 24-hour chanting or 16 round and whatever rounds we are doing, that doing continuously? What is the meaning of continuous chanting?
Avishranti prayuktani, as much as possible, based upon your situation. If you do continuously, that's good. Without destroying our health, because we are going to see next, health is also important, and also other services and other instructions.
And
So,
probably by chanting holy name, only Namaprad will be removed, or all other offenses can also be nullified.
so holy name is by chanting okay. So by taking holy name, so major hurdle is namaparad. Other offenses will go simply very easily actually. Just by holy name, when we do and we get the taste, then other offenses immediately go out. This ruchi for the material pleasure and those things. And holy name can destroy even other things also. So
sometimes for Vaishnava offenses, they say, Prabhuji, that you have to go and ask forgiveness. Then,
yeah, okay, that's in that way. So you can ask like this actually. So holy name is enough to destroy offenses towards the offenses towards the name. If you ask that, yeah, in the two cases, in two offenses, we have 10 offenses towards the holy name. So out of that, first one is blaspheming the Vaishnavas. So that means why holy name is getting problem here. We are blaspheming the Vaishnavas, then how it became the Namaparad? Because holy name thinks that, so he is Vaishnava because he is chanting my name. And someone is blaspheming him means they are blaspheming me. So that's why it is becoming Namaparad. So that's why in that case, one thing is Lord cannot do anything if someone offend Vaishnavas. Holy name is definitely so destroying that offense, but there is one more demand is there. Whoever is blaspheming the Vaishnavas, they have to go to that Vaishnava and ask the forgiveness. That is also needed. He should behave so in to please that Vaishnava such a way so that that offense will not be uh, considered seriously. So that can be removed. That is demanded. Actually, we'll discuss this at the time of discussing holy offenses towards the holy name. And also one more offense, that is so seventh offense, committing sinful activities on the strength of the holy name. So there, if we commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name, you have to so ask holy name. So whatever sins I committed, I am ready to accept the punishment for those. Please award that punishment, and I am ready to suffer that. You should from your side clearly tell to holy name, I am ready to do that. Please furnish me. Whatever the punishment should I get, give that. And then she may give or may not give. That's up to her. And up to holy name. Holy name may give or may not give. But you should ask, please give me sufferings. This is a condition actually. Then only it will go. Otherwise, no. Not mistakes, sinful activity. How? You are not counting, na? You want to commit. Oh, okay, example. Okay. You ask in the mic, then everyone will come to know.
I just wanted to know that how one can commit offense on the strength
Give an
of holy name.
example
I
for
want to-
committing sinful activity on the strength of the holy name. Okay, this is the question. So committing sinful activities. So not material desires, sinful activities, which is not prescribed in the Vedas. So that means, example, stealing money. So someone is stealing money from anywhere, anyway. So anyway, I am doing japa, and it will purify me. This japa I am doing every day, I will be purified by that. So this mode you have. Anyway, I am doing devotion. Devotion will take care. Like in the case of so some religion people, so they commit these sinful activities whole week. On Sundays go and they repent for that. So this kind of thing, committing sinful activities and repenting. That means not repenting. So thinking that holy name will be not, they are not repenting also. They are thinking that yes, anyway, Bhakti Maharani is a Bhakti I'm doing, no? So that will take care. Like that. It will be only washed away by the Bhakti. Yeah, Mahaseva Prabhu.
Prabhuji, I don't know that part. Indradyumna Maharaj, what is the offense is committed to Agastya Rishi? If it is short, can you?
Yeah. This, anyone remember that story that Agastya Muni was sitting? Tell me.
Little bit this Mandana Maharaj, he was performing tapasya. He was in meditation.
Yes.
And Agastya Muni came on his hermitage.
Yes.
And he didn't properly
Give the water and hospitality.
Hospitality respected. And he said, "You are like dull, like elephant,
inert material."
Yeah. So become like
become elephant.
That much I heard.
Yeah, that only. That much.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Rukmini Mohan Prabhu.
Hi Krishna Prabhuji. Prabhuji, it's not directly related, but because in the Maharaj case and in Chitraketu Maharaj case, when the offenses was done against Lord Shiva,
Yes, yes.
So in this case, when I read that section a little bit ago, so in that section, Indran Maharaj seems to be in samadhi. So he was not kind of aware of that Agastya Rishi is there and he has to do that.
Yes.
So seems like he is not guilty, or he is not it doesn't seems to be like directly offensive. So that was the confusion in my part. And another was in Chitraketu Maharaj's case.
Uh-huh.
He was like in Brihad Bhagavatamrit, Srila Sanatana Goswami says that it is an offense, because Srila Sanatana Goswami says that even though he saw the Lord Anantadev and still he did offenses, he was not completely purified.
Yes.
And here in Bhakti Sandrabha in Anuccheda 173, I guess, it was mentioned that his offense was because he didn't understand the position of Lord Shiva. So it was an apparent offense. So in that case, we see that it is an offense. But when that section comes in Bhagavatam, then it is mentioned that it's not an offense. He was very friendly and he was not having any ulterior feeling, wicked feeling towards Lord Shiva. So how to understand these two cases?
Actually, so what you are studying in the Bhagavatam, so Srila Prabhupada is also writing, that is based upon Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur. Okay. And Srila Jiva Goswami, their same section, if you see, he explains this as an offense actually. Okay. And like in the case of I gave the example also, Chatush Kumara's case also. Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur is saying that it is offense. It's reverse actually. Here and Jiva Goswami says it's not offense. It is just offense abhas, semblance of offense. So only thing, Prabhu, you have to see the whole episode of one Acharya. Then you'll understand. That is the thing you should. Whole episode, how he is flowing actually. That flow of explanation you should see. So in between, suddenly if you see, it's not controversial actually. So that should be seen based upon from the beginning of that chapter, beginning of that episode, how they are started explaining. Based upon that, we should. Those both are true actually, under the philosophical framework only. And in Indradyumna Maharaj's case, you are saying that this so Agastya Muni came, and Indradyumna Maharaj was in his trance and he was practicing, he's meditating on the Lord. So he was not shown the proper, that means, so Agastya Muni came and he was not, so he didn't become attentive for his presence. So that's the reason. And there, I think I'm not saying the absolutely here, because Vaishnava came to his hermitage and that is his duty, so to receive him. So offense happened knowingly or unknowingly. So it is offense. That's why Vaishnava is going on the road. And we saw this in the same example in the case of the liberated souls, Jivan Muktas, due to Jnana. Someone liberated due to Jnana, and he is a liberated soul, but he is not having any respect for any Vaishnava. So, but he is not also having any bank of the bhakti balance. He doesn't have the bhakti balance also, Gnani. So in that case, what will happen? He will be committing offenses unknowingly towards the Vaishnavas, and to destroy that offense, he doesn't have any bhakti, influence of bhakti also in him. So then what happened? Then that person will be, Jivan Mukta is falling down. Yenyaravindaksha vimuktamanya. So Yenyaravindaksha patanti ada. So this is the thing. So that's why you should consider there. Offenses can be happening. Offenses can be happening by us. Even unknowingly also. This point you should take. So offense, knowingly or unknowingly. Is offense is offense. Huh? So that's why unknowingly we might have committed so many in our life. So that's why we have to humble and try to clean those. So Lord's mercy also will be there. Guru, Krishna, and Lord Vaishnava. So we should sincerely endeavor. Those will be going out. We don't know how many we committed till now. You are all fearing of. I think seeing the fear in everyone's face actually. Don't get fear actually. I am not disgracing actually. Yes, Archana Bhakti Mataji.
Prabhuji, why Agastya Muni cursed Prabhuji?
So because he is not responding for his arrival actually. So he didn't receive him. So that's why immediately he felt bad actually. And he said that you should become, you are inert material and you are like a lump of matter just lying here. And better you should become an elephant. And
But it was an unknowingly done offense. Still he cursed.
yeah, we'll discuss that in that chapter even more. So that will be coming anyway, once again.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So next, Atha Bhakti Shaithalyam. Now we are going to discuss about the Bhakti Shaithalyam. What is the Bhakti Shaithalyam? 1 second. Definition is like this. I translated only few lines. So, moreover, laxity in bhakti is that by which that steadiness in adhyatmika, adidhaivika, adibhautika happiness and distress is increased. That means steadiness in material pleasure. Material pleasure is 3 types: adhyatmika, adidhaivika, adibhautika. Pleasure and pain, material pleasure and pain can be 3 types. Tapatrayam. Tapa means distress. Trayam, these 3 types. Adhyatmika, adidhaivika, adibhautika. And Sukatrayam also is Tapatrayam, Sukatrayam. Even you can get the pleasure also. Material pleasure is there or not? Only pain only is there. Pleasure also is there. So pleasure due to by own body, pleasure due to others, pleasure due to demigods. Also similarly, pain, suffering due to own body, suffering our own body or mind or own things, or otherwise pain due to others or pain due to demigods. So if steadiness in these pleasure and pain is increased, no, I am not translating tapa as pleasure. Tapa is pain only, and there is a counterpart of that. That means sukha. Pleasure also is there. Sukha dukkha nishtha. That's the point. We are not saying tapa is the sukha. Laxity in bhakti is that means bhakti shaitalyam is that by which steadiness in material pleasure is increased. Pleasure and pain. Steadiness in material pleasure and pain is increased. Bhakti tatparanam tu tatra anadaraha bhavati. But those who are fixed in the bhakti disregard these happiness and distress. Bhakti Shaitalyam means what? Who are very much sensitive, or who are very much uh, uh, whose steadiness means here whose okay, steadiness is steadiness, okay, whose steadiness is increased in material pleasure and pain, then that is due to what? That is due to laxity in the bhakti. That is a bhakti shaitalyam. That is due to bhakti shaitalyam.
What is
Internal, huh?
internal and external causes due to absorption in happiness and distress? Dispensation. By one develops absorption in happiness distress from internal and external causes.
Yeah, this some editing is needed. Editing is needed. So that adi daivika adi adhyatmika adi means adi adhyatmika adi daivika adi bhautika. That is translated as internal and external. It's a little bit so confusing. So that means what? Bhakti Shaitalyam means it is one of the so is one of the characteristic or the one of the result is one of the result. Because of this, what is going to happen? So one is becoming the fixed in the or becoming the steady in the material pleasure and distress. But in the case of the devotees, they don't care for material pleasure and distress. Example you want, now the winter season is coming. Then there is a pain in getting up early morning. Definitely there is a pain. Then what we will be doing? We will be in the steadiness in material pain. And oh Prabhu, too cold na Prabhu. We cannot get up for Mangalarati. This is the Bhakti Shaitalyam actually. Laxity. This is Bhakti Shaitalyam. We are not saying the extreme things actually. That means you have the extremity of the human body also. You have the limitations of human body. We are not saying that it is a minus 10 degrees cold and so you are asked without hot water and no arrangements for the heat and come, not that, but reasonable and measurable things. And but still, so by justice for taking the little austerity, so tapasya, devotional life is sadhana bhakti is involved with the bit tapasya actually. Tapo divyam putraka. Tapomai Prabhu, tapasya. Tapomai. He's getting the road.
Some people are getting fear in the cold and they give up the colding place and go to the one place. So that is also one kind of bhakti shaitanya, no?
No. He is. Some people are going to hot places, leaving the cold place. In North India to South India, they are going. This is Bhakti Shaitanya. So, yeah, if something is becoming extreme cold and your body is, if you have, that means ultimately what? Bhakti is happening or not? Steadily Bhakti is happening or not? That is the point. So, you make whatever arrangement we know, no problem actually. So that means, or otherwise, simple fundamental principle is, so now you have opportunity to do the thing without austerity, that you will select, or so unnecessarily you will take that means, so pain and feeling bad. Why? If you have good opportunity, you take, use that, na, actually. You have the chance to go to a good place and do the bhakti, then you go there, do that, no problem. Yeah, there is an endeavor with intelligence. Yes, it's not that. Yeah, so that is a good thing actually. We should endeavor also with intelligence, and we should not. That means taking austerity means we should not take so austerity just for the sake of taking austerity. So if something is unavoidable and it is coming, but that is stopping bhakti, then you will be taking it as voluntarily, and so you are not disturbed in continuing your sadhana and doing. That is required actually. It's not that just taking austerity is not the goal of the life. Yeah, austerity we are taking for the continuing the bhakti, steadily doing the bhakti. But someone is steadily affected by the, so by the material pain and material pleasure, then it's not good. Yeah. Then that is bhakti shaitilyam. So that's why then what will happen? You will not be able to practice bhakti. So that's why don't get confusion in the case of ashraddha and bhakti shaitilyam. It looks something, oh, because of ashraddha. No, he is having the shraddha, but shitilata is there now. That is the difference is there. In the case of ashraddha, what?
Due to offenses also, one may say,
Yeah.
also maybe cause of offense.
Yes.
But the bhakti satilam is like somebody is feeling cold. How it how is connected to offense? Yes,
So
how
that
to-
means feeling cold is not offense, we are saying.
like
So because of the, like you see, that is, what is the thing? Bhakti should be continued. Everyone, example also I gave, everyone should come for the Mangalarti. And weather is not too cold, but it's cold, but not too cold. So in that same room, two people are coming, and this person is not coming. Of course, he is sensitive to health. Then he can take some precautions, endeavor with intelligence. He can put some intelligence, and he can act actively, and finally he has to continue that bhakti, but he's not doing, and becoming steady in that material pain. Steady means, oh, it is difficult, and let me continue this. Then that is shaitilyam actually. That's bhakti shaitilyam. So yeah, that is the thing, and that is the point actually. So Prabhupada is the acharya, and he is setting. If you are feeling that difficulty in doing the 16 rounds also, and feeling this is too much austerity, and your work is so much, and you are not able to doing 16 rounds, then it is considered as bhakti shaitilyam actually. So because of material pleasure, you are getting so much money earning. Yes. And because of that kick, actually, that kind of pleasure, earning money, so you are not able to continue your bhakti. Then bhakti shaitilyam this is. So this is bhakti shaitilyam. And what is ashraddha? Ashraddha means, so even after hearing and seeing the glories of the bhakti, but there is no faith in the in those glories in the Lord. So then that is ashraddha. Okay. So Mahasaya Prabhu. Okay, we'll continue. But whoever is bhakti tatparanam too, but same conditions, devotee is there and two persons are there. Who is full of endowed with the bhakti and he is going to that Mangalarati. And he is, because bhakti tatparanam too, whoever so fully absorbed in the bhakti, then they don't care for this so-called material pleasure and pain. That's the point actually. But those who are fixed in the in bhakti disregard these happiness and distress. There's a difference. Yatha Sahasranama Stotre. We are seeing from the Sahasranama Stotra. Na Vasudeva Bhaktanam Ashubham Vidyate Kvache Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi Bhayam Chapyupajayate. There is no inauspiciousness for the devotees of Vasudeva at any time. And fear of death, birth, old age and distress doesn't arise. So that means he is saying that means devotees, they don't get any they don't care, they disregard this material pleasure and so-called material pain. For that he is giving the proof. Whoever devotees of the Lord, na subham, there is no inauspiciousness for the devotees of Vasudeva at any time. Kvachit. That means somehow or other they will make every situation favorable to the devotion. That is the definition of the devotee. Vasudeva Parayana. Bhakti Parayana means who makes every situation favorable to the devotion. But if we take it as a problem, then you are having some kind of shaithilyam. Okay. It's very deep meaning they are all having, and also really very heavy. All these, they are just reflecting these anucchedas are reflecting our position in bhakti line. Very difficult. Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, it looks like Shaithilyam and Ashraddha are related, because if you have enough Shraddha, then you will not give in to Shaithilyam. Is it not?
Yeah. Shaithilyam, actually, day before yesterday, our Nam Sankirtan Prabhu was saying, Bhakti Vignan Maharaj connected these five as interconnected. That means he explained interconnection. Of course, actually, yeah. So it directly is not mentioned, and I don't want to speculate also, because yeah, if Maharaj said, then we can take. Then that we have to see exactly what he said from his words. Yeah.
Prabhuji, can you repeat that connection again? The connection between the five, please.
Connection, Mataji, I didn't hear. So Nam Sankirtan Prabhu explained. I will find out and I will explain that, because sometimes, yeah, if some mistake is there, then it's not good. So if you want to hear from him, you want to explain one time, you can remind it back so that they can verify that you give the reference of that lecture. So that is also good.
Yeah, that class was in Russian, so
Russian language.
Yeah, for those who can understand Russian.
Oh,
but it's quite well known. Many times Maharaj speaks about that. So they come in stages. So first is Kautilya, means a person becomes crooked or hypocrite, means that they do something in the privacy of their own room or whatever that no one else can see, and then they see that nothing really changes around them, that life goes on, and they do their service and everyone is greeting them nicely, and so they lose faith. They think that means all these regulations and all this process is not really so strict. I don't really need to follow it so nicely. And gradually they lose faith. Means if I don't do, nothing really happens to me. I don't go to hell immediately, And then after some time, they start losing faith and comes a shraddha. And when the faith is lost, naturally enthusiasm, because Bhaktivinoda Thakur also explains that naturally there is no meaning to the word faith, and there is no enthusiasm. So when the faith is lost, naturally the next one comes Bhakti Shraitiliam. Wait, before that it was also what was that?
Bhagavanishta Chavaka Vastantra Abhinivesha.
Bhagavanishta Chavaka Vastantra Abhinivesha. So a person becomes internally absorbed in things which destroy faith in Bhakti, in Lord. And after that they become very slackened in their practice, because naturally when there is no faith, they internally absorb in something which is contrary to Bhakti, and there is no more enthusiasm to perform their sadhana very strongly. And finally, this is a psychological device, because the person, we all need, love, we need attention, and we need pleasure. And naturally, a person is not getting this from their spiritual practice. So this ecstasy, this taste has to come from somewhere. And because they used to perform Bhakti strongly before, in the association of Vaishnavas, they would always point out, and Svabhakti Adikrita Manitvam, they would always point out in this strong Bhakti that they used to perform before. The last one is a psychological device, because the taste has to come from somewhere. So, and it's not coming from the holy name, not coming from any of the spiritual practices, not from association of devotees, but to get it from them, you need to always point out at the great achievements in Bhakti that you have done before. In 2001, I won the Prabhupada Marathon. You show them this. I got this certificate of Bhakti Vaibhav. You always need to point,
Yes.
and you become very proud in your achievements in Bhakti. So this is the gradual development on this part.
Better. We should call Maharaj one time to speak on these 5 results. We recently called him, so he came and he gave very nice lecture on about the how to, that means study actually the scriptures, how to study the scriptures. So very nicely he gave. So we'll see if some opportunity we get, then we can also interact more. And because definitely there is a difference between the realized soul who realizes this and then they are reached to some good stage, attained the perfect stage, then those people's explanation will be intact. But people like us, like me at least, so we are telling from the text only. Our realization is not to that level actually. So that's why if to make some comment or some connection, I feel worried actually, because so not having that experience. But who are having the experience, like you see, Jiva Goswami is writing this. So these concepts, whatever he's writing, it's his realization. It's not directly from any book. These 5 offenses are there like this. But exactly the tossing these names, all this he did. So because he's a realized soul, and like that, some realized souls can give the more insight and deeper meanings and interconnections. But I don't know that much. I don't have that much experience. I try as much as possible to. So what is there in these letters, the meaning, that much I'll try actually. So Maharajas, they can, gurus, they can do that. We heard this many points that means they give interpretation such a way there will be no break to any philosophical axioms, any break to that explanation should not go against to the fundamentals of bhakti. fundamental philosophical points of the bhakti. So such explanation, because they realize, then definitely that explanation will be also perfect. Okay, next I will continue. Ya tu satsadhakasya manushya deha rirakshi, what is that? Rirakshisha jayate साप्युपासना वृद्धि लोभेन न तु देहमात्र लिरक्षिषया इति न तथा च भक्ति तात्पर्य हानिः. So what is said here? सत्साधकस्य मनुष्य देह रिरिक्षा जायते. A good practitioner desire to protect his body. That means the practicing devotees desire to protect the body. Practicing devotees desire good practicing desire. A good practicing devotees desire to protect his body arises due to greed to increase worship of the Lord, but not due to desire to protect the body only. You are understanding? A practitioner devotee desires to protect his body. Why? Out of greed. Due to greed. Due to greed to increase worship of the Lord. Upasana. You were asking Rangamay Prabhu on that day. This is the thing. You were asking that desiring not to die. That means devotees, so they pray actually. You are remembering your question? Devotees, they pray for the good health. Why they pray for the good health of some devotee? Because he is a sadhaka and he is practicing his devotion, and he should not lose this opportunity of this body, so that he should be healthy way, he should be in this body and do nice sadhana and progress and go back to Godhead. So that's why we do prayers for someone's good health. Even that person also, sometimes he desires good health. That sadhaka also can desire good health for his sake. That is also out of what? Greed to do worship of the Lord. Not for the just to protect the body, and that is not the desire. That's not the standalone desire. That's the thing. Otherwise, sometimes we'll be praying in the case of the very elevated souls also not to live, because we want to have their association. He is not a sadhaka, he is already so elevated soul, and he reached to the highest position, then still, so you'll be seeing in the such a cases also. Then in that case, you should understand that is due to their separation. They don't want to have the separation from that devotee. This is the thing. So that's why we will be praying for some practitioner devotees for the good health. That's good. That is also, we can do some physical exercise. Just that means it's the endeavor to protect our body. That's also so that we can get up Mangalarti and we can do sadhana enthusiastically. We can participate in the services. That's the reason actually. That should be the reason, not to make the biceps and showing. Yeah. After that, I will wear t-shirt and I will show my body. Na tathacha. So bhakti. So by this kind of desire, if you have this kind of desire for having the good health, so is not going to do harm to the purport of devotion. The purport of the in that way, there is no harm to the purport of bhakti. That means bhakti definition is not broken actually by this kind of desire. Okay, it's clear. Tadevam 10 minutes. I am keen. Tadevam viveka samarthya yuktasyapi bhakti tatparya vetireka gamyam tatsetalyam madhye madhye ruchamanaya bhaktya yanna dhuri kriyate tad aparada lambanameva iti gamyate. Actually, I could have sent this file actually. 1 second, I will send this text. I translated till here only. I translated. It will take 1 minute. No, you see, you can open the text actually. What it line? This line is saying. Tadevam viveka samardhyasyapi. This line is very important. In case of a devotee who has the ability of discrimination, viveka samardhyasya, that means who has the ability of discrimination. We are not saying that he is having the viveka, but he is having the ability of viveka, and viveka both are different. Having ability of the viveka, having the ability of discrimination, and having the discrimination, that means knowledge, is different actually. Viveka samardhyam, vivekam is both are different. Okay. Tadevam viveka samardhya yuktasya api bhakti tatparya vetireka gamyam tat saitalyam madhye madhye ruchamanaya bhaktya yanna dhuri kriyate tad aparadalambanam eva iti gamyate. So here, in case of a devotee who has, the ability of discrimination, discrimination, if the laxity in the bhakti, which is understood as opposite to bhakti, is not driven away by the tasteful bhakti occasionally, occasionally done tasteful bhakti, you can take like that, occasionally done tasteful bhakti, then it should be understood that it is due to offenses. This big line, what should we do? Clear? Is clear? In case of a devotee who has the ability of discrimination, one condition, having the ability of discrimination, and also, so he knows that bhakti shaitilyam is opposite to the bhakti. Okay? So, bhakti shaitilyam is opposite to the bhakti. That is also is known to him. So, next, even after practicing the, sometimes, madhya means sometimes, so some tasteful bhakti, but still, that laxity is not going away. Then you should understand that laxity is due to offenses. You should remember the conditions. Whenever you apply in your practical life, if you don't remember the conditions of the applying the laxity of the bhakti, then you'll be misguiding the devotee. So that's a unpracticed knowledge will become poison. You are learning the things, but you are not practicing that properly, not remembering properly. Then it will become poison. That is there. That is one known proverb in Sanskrit. Unpracticed knowledge is like a poison. Okay. So further we'll continue tomorrow. Anyway, it is This is the point. You should meditate on this. And laxity of bhakti, when can you say it is due to offenses? In the case of, that means that person is having the ability of the discrimination, and that means viveka samartham is having. And next, he is so known that he knows that this laxity of bhakti is against the bhakti. So even after doing the some tasteful bhakti, that laxity is not going, then we should understand that that laxity of bhakti is due to offenses. Okay, we'll discuss remaining things tomorrow. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki. Any questions? Yes, bro. Who first?
Prabhu, sometimes looks like, depending the scenario, can be tricky to identify these offenses, in the sense that kautilya, which is also a crooked motive, can be considered.
Crookedness.
Yeah, someone may do sadhana very strictly, but with the purpose of maybe develop prestige in the society. So because maybe they have the goal of, let's say, having a position. So that will give the impetus to perform that bhakti. And on the other hand, is a devotee have lackness on their practices, other devotees may look up at those devotees down, and they will be that looks like an effect of swabhakti, like pride of one, because I'm pride because I can do good sadhana, let's say. So it's like it's like okay, one have to keep it for oneself, because it's to identify for oneself, because if we start looking at others, then that it seems like you become pride of your own practices. So how do you deal with that? You understand what?
Okay, online students, if you want to leave, you can leave. So if you want to stay, you can stay also. So because a formal class is over, so you are saying, Prabhu, I am trying to understand. Sorry, huh?
Yes.
So you are
suppose that one devotee or some devotees that are having problem with the sadhana.
Proud in his sadhana, okay.
Yes. So other devotees may say, "Oh, this is because of offenses." But when you are acting in that way, you may also be a reaction of your swabhakti, because you are proud of your practices.
So
swabhakti means, as far as I understand, is when you become proud of your achievements in bhakti. So it's like it can play both ways. Sometimes one may be proud of his own bhakti and then look down to other devotees who may have been struggling. Maybe struggling with their sadhana because of disease. So like we see senior devotees, our gurus, sometimes they cannot go to Mangalarti because they gave so much to Srila Prabhupada at this point of their life. They have to take it more cautiously. Sometimes they sleep more, like many of devotees who are 60, 70 years old. So some young devotees, they may think, oh, this is a result of an offense. You understand? So, and that also can be an offense. That mentality.
Yes.
Or a reaction of an offense in which you become proud of your own devotional service.
Yes, so, in beginning itself, I said actually our what is it? Archana Bhakti Mataji was asking. So better these concepts, whatever we are learning, to apply on our own actually, because we cannot understand actually. So if we try to see, that means someone's ashraddha is having some kind of lack of faith. So in bhakti, how can we say, so he is out of the that means offenses is having this lack of bhakti, or otherwise out of the ignorance is having. So how can we say someone is having this some kind of laxity? That means he's not able to, he is fully engrossed in this material pain and pleasure, and he is having the steadiness in that. So then how can we say, so this is um, this is due to laxity of the bhakti out of offenses, or otherwise he doesn't know what is the value of the bhakti because of that. That means agnani, that means viveka samarthya, he doesn't have any viveka samarthya. Maybe he's in the forest or he's in the some kind of place, and he was doing some kind of sadhana, so he doesn't know that. So then because of ignorance he is doing. So that's a better, I already told this, we should apply on this in our own personal life. We know that. So then we can judge ourselves instead of judging the others. That I
It can be
already.
dangerous also.
You last class you were not there, I think.
No, yesterday I missed yesterday.
Yesterday you were
I
not there.
missed.
Yeah, it discussed that.
Ah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much, Srila Prabhupada ki.